So what I've made up is a test panel. It's got a little flick to it and then shrunk down the edge to give it the shape coming through. So the test panel tells me basically where the panel sits in, and as you can see it conforms nicely to the tubing. It gives me the right radius and everything. So the first thing to do is I've got to put a little roll on the edge and then start shrinking to make that work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the bead roller, and I'm going to use the tank roller to do that. And all this is just tipping die with a tank roll on it. And I'm just going to run the panel through and tip over the edge just to give it that small break at the very beginning. Got to keep the die real steady. I'm only going to go up to the section where I know now I need to start stretching. So then I count my turns. It's 1, 2, 3. And as you can see, I've now got a little tip on it. And I've got a little bit more on this one. So what I'm going to do is run through again, count again, 1, 2, and 3, come in a half. And just run down that again. Now it's nice and even on both sides. We're going to walk over to the shrinker where we're going to start shrinking. And the start of the shrink needs to be right at the base of the bend, going up to the top of the bend, which I've already pre-marked on my panel, so I know exactly where that point is. So we're going to come in and we're going to gently shrink that coming around. And I've got to do both sides evenly. So I just get an initial feel for the material. I don't want to give lots of lumps and bumps, so being 90th thou, it moves fairly easy, but I want it to be a nice smooth transition. Coming over, just bending that gently as it goes. A little bit on this side, coming in from my mark. As you can see, the curve is starting to come in and the drop is coming over. So we've got to do both sides evenly, like I say, just to keep the panel nice and flat in the center, just to conform to what it needs to. And so you can see the net results of as that comes over. And then, so that it doesn't tip that edge too much, and I shrink too much on the edge and make that edge go over too much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place it in the English wheel. Come on, Zoot, here we go, buddy. And I'm just going to have very, very light pressure, hardly any pressure at all. And I'm just going to run to my margin line of where that starts to bend. And I'm just going to gently help that panel over. As you can see, a little downward pressure. Same on this side too. Just bringing that down. Takes all the irregularities out of it as well. But it stops the panel from going hollow. and gives it enough roll. So as you can see, it's starting to come over more and more. Little rub in the wheel, little pull over. So you can see now how it's starting to take shape. And I've got quite a ways to go because I've got to make it to conform. And that's it in here. So you can see how much I've got to shrink and move the material to get that to happen. So there you have it. We'll just continue the process and get that to pull right over.